for James Todd, what he did for the Rajputs is immense. Although he not hated, it's too strong a word, but disliked Jaipur. So there's James Todd's documentation of Jaipur is, I would tell people not to read it because it's just very unacademic.
Why so?
Because so there are two reasons. One is that James Todd sort of spent most of his time in Udaipur in Mewar.
Right.
And the Mewaris, because of the old history between Jaipur and Mewar, have a sort of way of looking at Jaipur. Not, of course, anymore. The second more interesting reason is that Jaipur was not coming under the protectorate of the British. They were the last people to sign the treaty. And so he was little peeved off and wanted to, tighten the screws and needle them. And so he made them out to be very non-honorable sort of ancestors of theirs. And so I've done research. There's enough people who have point by point refuted James Todd is sort of... So despite us owing a lot to the man, I mean, the British thought he was half Rajput himself. They had to send him back to England because he thought he's going to sort of conspire with us and then attack the British. But there are also a lot of misconceptions, especially when it comes to Jaipur, when it comes to James Todd. And I still have these arguments with people. And nowadays everyone's become so sort of stuck sometimes on their thoughts that to explain one thing, it always leads to a sort of aggressive argument. So that is one point to James Todd that I do, being a person from Jaipur who's studying and learning and researching the history and heritage of Jaipur. That's one injustice that's been done to the Jaipur rulers. Apart from that, whether you talk about the geography, there's no one who's explained the geography of especially the central west states like James Todd has.
I mean, there are lots of credit that has to be given to him, but then there are
like everybody. I mean, he was given a
and
village.
Even an outsider, we have to give him.
He was given a village in Mewar, Todgarh. Have you heard of?
No, I have not.
There is a place named after Todd called Todgarh, and now bolte in the local boli, wo Tadgarh ho gaya.
Okay.
But there still is with a little gadi named after James Todd.
Todd is not something that we can pronounce. Our people.
There's some interesting. Jaipur has one of, what a Thekana is? Thekana were the feudal estates under the... Jaipur has a Portuguese Thekanedar, the Silva, who came from Portugal, and they were given a Jagir, as they say.
I mean, that
and they still
can,
stay here.
Imagine, but Todgarh I was not...
Todgarh is a beautiful area. Very, very beautiful scenery and hills and jungle.
Because even at that time, even Ranjit Singh ji and many other kings too, they used to take help of Westerners, or so to say, other European countries
of course.
In making their strategy for the army.
Deeply entrenched at the time, whether it was the French or the Armenians or the
Dutch
Germans or the
Portuguese.
Dutch, all. 1757 to 1857 in India was a very sort of interesting time, for a lack of a better word, but बहुत कुछ हो रहा था उस time में.
Lots of turmoil, yeah. So there is a recent, I think, development. I'm not sure if you have heard about it. I think government has done some changes that they are trying to make the heritage management system some sort of private and
so P2P, public and private sort of undertaken,
sort of partnership.
PPU.
Have you read about it? Have you any hopes from it?
I have read about it. I mean, it's a good move.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. As long as there is enough sort of guidelines and the guidelines are followed, I think it's much required, because the government doesn't have the...
No, ASI doesn't have that.
ASI is not even for heritage. It's an archaeological survey of India. Archaeology
but
is
they are
digging.
Controlling it.
They are, but it's not fair to them also in a way, because they are understaffed. And the amount of wealth that we have, I feel we should have a heritage ministry in India, which we don't, which is just basic job is to sort of safeguard the interests of these heritage sites and structures and
Makes
places
sense.
and recipes and anything related to culture and heritage should be sort of looked into with more seriousness, I feel. But ASI bicharo ko de rakha hai, they have to dig, they are digging now, so they will neglect the other places. So anyway, it's a mess.